So the other day, Kyle Kulinski said something on his show that beautifully summarized the common sense stance on the trans debate, on the trans issue. Just for some context, Kyle is responding to a video in which Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear is being questioned by a journalist, and the journalist is basically saying, haven't the Democrats gone too woke on social issues? Haven't the Democrats gone too woke on the trans issue? To which Governor Beshear responds and says, what the Republican Party is doing right now is way worse. 7 million Americans are about to lose their health care. $700 billion for Medicaid, $500 billion for Medicare, several $100 billion from food stamps. Essential services, healthcare, and food are about to be cut from so many Americans. People are going to lose their lives. People are going to get sick. And the governor basically says, this is what we should be talking about, not trans issues. Kyle here has a great response, and in my opinion, summarizes very well what our stance should be on the trans issue. Here we go.
Like, oh, you want to talk about divisive issues politically? How about kicking over 10 million people off of Medicaid, low-income people, disabled people? That'll lead, by the way, to 51,000 deaths, as a new report indicated the other day. Why are we not talking about that? Isn't that divisive? Isn't that alienating people? Hey, I want you to go bankrupt from your medical bills, or I want you to not get the care you need at all and maybe die. Isn't that divisive? Isn't that, something that goes too far and alienates voters? When you destroy the entire social safety net, when DOGE slashes pediatric cancer research and Meals on Wheels, isn't that a little more important? Isn't that maybe the most important thing? That everything that makes this country good, everything that makes the government functional is being destroyed? They slashed 50% of the Social Security offices. And you're asking me about a trans volleyball player on the middle school team? What is wrong with you?
I mean, yeah, that's a good point. The journalist was asking Governor Beshear, aren't you alienating rural Kentuckians by supporting trans issues? How are you alienating? This is what really ticks me off, is there's a common belief amongst right-wing people that giving more people access to equal rights somehow hinders your rights. If we allow gay people to get married, oh, that's unfair to straight people. That was the argument for so many decades. Oh, but if we let women vote, then that's just unfair to men. My grandma's mom was alive when women couldn't vote. That's how recent it was. I made a video a while back about how much of a non-issue the trans athlete thing really is. In that video, I was summarizing studies that found there is less than, I believe, 100 trans athletes in the high school ranks or in the high school level. And not all of them are trans girls. Some of them are trans boys transitioning from a boy or from a girl to a boy. So not all of them have an unfair advantage over their peers. So Republicans can't shut the hell up about trans people, scapegoating them for everything, while at the same time they're trying to cut healthcare and food for millions of Americans. What are your priorities?
What is wrong with you? And by the way, look, I love his answer here, but I'm going a step further. We're also right on those social issues. I'm sorry, it's just true. The basic position on the social issues, which is the only position that makes sense, is we want equality and justice and freedom for everybody. And the Republicans love to start out by talking about, oh my God, we're just worried about the genital mutilation of children through trans stuff. This is what they say. And then you blink, and the next day you read the news, and what happens? In Texas, they tried to make it a crime for anybody to be trans, including adults, y'all. They said it will be considered criminal fraud if you're a trans person and you try to change your driver's license from male to female or female to male. That is fraud, and you can go to prison for that. By the way, I'm also not backing down a fucking inch when it comes to those social issues. We will protect the immigrant community. We will protect minority communities. We will protect gay people and LGBTQ people, trans people. We will protect them because they haven't done shit wrong. They're just trying to live their lives and be treated fairly. And the whole Republican project is, no, we want to scapegoat you and blame you for the problems that other people are experiencing, even though you didn't cause said problems.
There it is. That's it. Debate over. That's literally all you need to know.
They could whine and yelp and moan and bitch all they want about immigrants or trans people and try to muck up some fake social issues garbage. But number one, I'm going to fight them on that head on. And number two, I'm also going to go right back to the main story, which is exactly what Andy Beshear said here, which is, if you want to talk about divisive, let's talk about how you're destroying healthcare in this country and objectively making it worse. In Trump's first term, over 2 million people lost their health insurance because of his policies. And again, we're going to talk about a trans kid on the volleyball team in middle school. Fuck off, bro. Fuck off. So it's time to go on the offense, Democrats. This is what the idea that you would ever be on the back foot against these fucking knuckle-dragging demons is absurd. You should always be on the offense against them. Look at what they're doing.
If anyone comes to you and says something like, isn't the Democrats' stance on trans issues divisive? Many liberals are blaming the Democratic Party's stance on trans issues or LGBTQ issues as the reason they lost in 2024. They went too woke. They say, go woke, go broke, or whatever. Liberals were saying this, but progressives like us have pointed out the obvious. We are on the right side of history here. These minority communities, immigrants, trans people, other folks who are in the LGBTQ plus community, they should be protected. They should be given equal access and equal opportunity to everyone else. They're not hurting anyone. Drag shows aren't harming your kids. Gun violence is. School shootings are. So if someone comes up to you and asks you, does the Democratic Party need to change their stance on LGBTQ and trans issues? The answer is no, they haven't gone too woke on trans issues. In fact, they need to do more to protect these vulnerable communities. These communities, these people who are not hurting anyone. Yet the Republican Party continues to demonize them, continues to dehumanize them, and scapegoat them for all of our country's problems. So like Kyle said, stand 10 toes down. Don't give them an inch on social issues. Protect our LGBTQ plus people, while at the same time highlighting what the Republican Party is trying to do right now. They're trying to cut funding for healthcare, for food. They've already cut so many essential programs and services and government agencies, the Department of Education, the CFPB, resources for libraries nationwide that provide all kinds of services to impoverished and low resource communities. Meals on Wheels. They've cut scientific research, and I can go on and list 100 other essential things that this administration has cut. But like I said, we need to stand 10 toes down. Don't give anyone an inch on social issues, and certainly not on economic issues. Being too woke or too far left did not lose the Democrats the 2024 election. Not being progressive enough, not being far left enough did.